Yes, I do remember that. Hey, everybody. We'll start in about 2 minutes. Good evening. Tonight's episode, Challenge Caches. Cool challenge caches.
This new keyboard is really loud. Sorry about that.
You're ticky-tacking?
Yeah.
Ticky-ticky-ticky. Do you have the dogs with you? Oh, there's Jeeves. Where's Rox? Is she upstairs? Oh, there she is. She's sniffing the, that's the Christmas wreath.
No, I put the Christmas wreath away. That has dog stuff in it. That cabinet she's sniffing.
Oh. Okay.
Now she's sniffing the front door.
Oh, it was leaning up over there.
I know. I put it in the other room to go out.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Okay. Okay, just a minute here. Hey, anybody did a real cool cache, a real cool challenge cache, give us a call, 808-468-7924 tonight. Talk about it. Let's hear about your cool challenge caches you've done before the moratorium. When was that? Do we know when that is? Just so we can talk about that. Shoot, I didn't look that up. Hold on. Caching challenge. They came back in 2016.
Gosh, has it been that long?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
April 21st, 2015 is when the moratorium began.
Yep. Oh. Came back in 2016. Came back May 2016. God, it was a full year. Wow. Look at that. All right, we got to go live. Jesse, you ready?
Sure.
Chad, you ready?
Yep.
Okay. Hey, everybody. Okay, here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
You wanna know how to find it. Seek it out when they hide it. You know it's in the bag when it's an easy grab. Come on, take a chance now. So go, geocache. If you need help, we're right there in a flash. If you got a question, just call in and ask. I cover the stash on the Geocaching Podcast. The Geocaching Podcast.
Welcome, everyone. It's Wednesday. It's 8:30, which means that it is once again time for the Geocaching Podcast. My name is Scott Burks. We have our co-host Shorted. It's in the next room.
Hello and happy birthday, Scott.
It's not my birthday.
A day early.
Please welcome to my virtual left, my other co-host, Chad. It's 427.
Howdy, y'all. It's challenge time and happy 52nd birthday.
Thanks. Tonight's episode is 751, recorded live on January 18th, 2022, is Let's Talk Cool Challenge Caches. Phone lines are open, so you give us a call at 808-468-7924. That is 808-GOT-SWAG. And for you international callers, you can call us free via the web at callinstudio.com/show/GCPC. Hey, guys, my birthday's tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Close enough.
It's tomorrow. It's the 19th. My father is the 20th.
This is a busy birthday week.
It always is, yeah. Toby's, my oldest son, turned 18. How about that? Chad, my oldest son.
18. A legal adult.
He's a legal adult.
Is he adulting now?
I don't know. Oh, Lord. I have an adult
We
child.
were trying to figure out what he can do now at 18. There's not a whole lot that comes with 18.
It's
Most
a different
things he
world.
has to wait till 21 now anyway.
Yeah.
He can vote and he can buy cigarettes.
And he could die in a
Right.
war.
No,
He could
no,
die from-
cigarettes
die
is
in a war.
21.
cigarettes.
He can go
Cigarettes
to war
21?
and he can
Okay.
vote. Cigarettes.
He can die and he can vote. That's about it.
Mhm.
See,
That's
see
pretty
how
good.
frequently I buy cigarettes.
And his
That's it.
driver's license is now unrestricted.
Is it?
Mm.
Is it for
Yeah,
officially?
there's no
Oh.
there's no restrictions on, you know, how many
Nighttime.
people you can have in the car and time and all
cool.
that.
I bet you he
Right.
doesn't even know that. I bet you. We won't tell him.
Well, I don't think he's really followed that for a while anyway. Anyway,
Leah says porn. Can you go to?
excuse me.
So hold on. So
Oh, to buy it.
So this is total deep dive, and I'm apologizing in advance for this, but like apparently my kids get this, Chet. I was telling Toby, hey, you can go to a. I don't think they make porn theaters anymore, but you can go to a porn theater. He's like, what's a porn theater?
Oh, geez, really? Okay. What?
No
I
clue.
don't-
No clue what it was. No clue. No
It's
clue.
apparently a theater that has stickier floors than the dollar theater.
No clue what it was. Absolutely no idea. I'm like, I don't think they exist anymore. Why would they exist anymore? Like,
And that's
Yeah.
the show, everyone. Good night. Thanks for coming.
sorry.
Really?
Hear this conversation I have with my son. Okay, so before we get started,
This is
today
not
show-
What's Up Internet, Mr. Burks.
Before we get started on the show, we got to talk about Patreon. Chad.
Yep.
Patreon costs a lot of money to make the show work. There's two ways you can help us out. You can go to PayPal. That's PayPal.me/the Geocaching Podcast. You make a one-time donation. Doesn't matter what it is. $50, $5. Don't care. Go straight to the bills. Or
Or
you join Patreon, Chad.
yep.
I know. Yes, I know. It's been 2 weeks, I think, since I posted a video, but I got some in the queue coming up, so no worry, guys. It's just finding the time. So yeah, so you can join Patreon. You do it, and you can get coins and stickers and path tags and what else?
Extra audio, extra video.
extra video, only available to Patreon members. A lot of good stuff. Yeah, end of the year patron only shows, the end of the year patron show, all that good stuff you get. So you want to join Patreon, you can help us out. It truly helps. You want to help us out, you can. You go to patreon.com. That's patreon.com/the Geocaching Podcast.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Oh, before I say the first promotional, I want to say welcome back, No Bueno, because we had a No Bueno time going through the promotions yesterday. Yeah,
Oh,
we had a couple
I'm
flubs.
I'm sorry I was not here last week. I had some very important family business to attend to. It's
I
been a
understand, and I
roller
hope
coaster of
everything
a
went
month.
well. So
Things are on the up. I appreciate your
That's
well
good.
wishes.
tonight's show is brought to you by Cachly. Cachly is an advanced geocaching app for iOS. It features powerful online and offline features, including filtered searches, offline maps, and offline saving of caches. Cachly has hundreds of advanced features that will make your geocaching experience just that much better. Get more info at cachly.com. That's CACHLY.com.
Tonight, we're also sponsored by Logwork. Logwork are the creators of the fantastic logbook, made with genuine Write in the Rain paper. The logbook designed for the micro containers in the present and future, geared towards the hider who would rather go cache to do cache maintenance. Find them at logwork.com. That's LOGWERK.com.
It's also brought to you by FTF Geocacher Magazine. FTF Geocacher is the magazine for geocachers written by geocachers. With 6 issues a year, FTF offers practical advice, hints and tips, cacher bios and milestones, geocaching events, trail tales, and all things geo-related. Find them at ftfgeocacher.com.
And by the Max Suds Body Company. Max Suds Body Company makes handmade bath and body products from all natural oils and butters. Items such as Poison Bee Gun soap, itch spray, and 2-cent choices of bug spray are all great for outdoor enthusiasts like geocachers. At Max Suds Body, we have you covered from head to toe. Find them at maxsudsbody.com. That's MACSUDSBODY.com.
Roxy has to go to the bathroom.
Oh, no. Of course she does.
Looking at me. She's like looking at me like,
All right. Read your practical geocaching and then go later.
Practical Geocaching, and by Practical Geocaching. Practical Geocaching sells utility items for geocaching. Our items are made in the USA, and we always provide free shipping. Find them at practicalgeocaching.com. That's PRACTICAL, geocaching.com.
And by Arted Crafted. Arted Crafted creates unique geocaching themed tees and custom designs for you or your geocaching group. With adult sizes ranging from small to 5XL, if you have an idea for a shirt design and cannot find it, then you've come to the right place. Please give us the opportunity to show you how we can enhance your caching experience with your own custom design. Visit them at artedcrafted.com. That's ARTEDCRAFTED.com.
And buy pattags.com for all your swag and pat tags needs. Visit our website to get creative help to trade our log tags or to purchase your own personalized pat tags. With over 47,000 tags to collect, pattags.com is everything you need to start your pat tag obsession. Visit them at pattags.com. That's PATHTAGS.com.
You want to fill in for Scott here?
Do this one? I'll take yours.
All right, perfect. And by Geocaching Adventures LLC. Geocaching Adventures is a full-service travel agency specializing in creating the ultimate worldwide geocaching adventures for cachers and non-cachers alike. What could be better than having your geocaching bucket list vacation all planned and led by a traveling expert? Learn more by visiting us at geocachingadventuresllc.com.
And finally, by GeoGo. Go caching with GeoGo, the geocaching app for Androids. That includes a Where I Go player, trackable scanner, companion watch app, and county finds database. If you're an advanced geocacher, GeoGo helps with powerful features like nearby cache notifications, optimized routes, offline mode, bulk logging, TBs, and much, much more. Visit them at geogo.com. That's GEOOH-GO.com.
Chad has never read that before. We can totally tell.
A couple of times, but it's bad. I think I would have loved the Adventures LLC one even worse, so I made sure to do it.
And as always, you can find links to all our sponsors on our website or Chad.
Or in our show notes.
Show notes. Jesse, for the record, it's raining outside.
And it's also playtime for the dogs, FYI.
Yes, it is. They were sleeping all day today.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Cool challenge caches, Chad. That's the topic tonight. Challenge caches and super cool ones. We were talking before the show that, ever since the moratorium, first of all, for anybody who is new to this sport, game, activity, whatever you prefer to call it, God bless. Challenge caches, back in the day, before the moratorium, which was in 2015, challenge caches got crazy. And just to show you how crazy you're going to get, I have a list. I think all of mine are before the moratorium on my list, and they are crazy caches. Back in the day, you had to work to get, as Jesse was saying. Jesse, you're on mute, by the way. Jesse, you had to have spreadsheets and stuff for challenge caches. You couldn't just work on it. You had to pay attention to work on it. So the moratorium came. I guess they considered it getting out of hand. April 2015 is when they put the moratorium on challenge caches, and they came back in May of 2016 with a slew of rules and things you can and can't do. To me, it took the cool out of all the challenge caches. Chad, what do you think? Do you think they took a nosedive after that?
I think that to a degree they definitely took a nosedive. There's a number of things that you could do in the past that you can't do now that I would like to see in there, but it is what it is.
Jess, what about you?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it made it much easier to prove your qualifier.
Right.
And so now there's no excuse for somebody to not have their qualifier in their logs. But that being said, in a way, I feel like it's sort of limited. I mean, people are still coming up with new and fun ideas all the time, but you still are limited to, what can you prove in your own statistics now? Right.
Yes. So we're going to talk about cool challenge caches tonight. That's what we're going to talk about. I'm assuming, Chad, all of mine I've done. I'm assuming all of yours you've done.
All the ones that I've listed I've done, although I didn't pick out highly unique ones. I picked out some that were special to me. So,
and for the record, every single one of mine are still active on my list. They are still active. They are not. I think most of them.
I think one of mine is archived.
I think I
have.
Mm-hmm. I missed. I got rid of. I'm pretty sure all of mine are not archived. I made sure to not have archived ones, just so people, if you want to do it, please.
I think I have one on my list that's archived.
Yes, the beauty about it, guys, when the moratorium, for anyone who doesn't know, if somebody's new and doesn't know about the moratorium, after they came back with a slew of rules, but the other ones were grandfathered in. So if you ever come across a challenge cache that's absolutely crazy, look at the date. It's probably an oldie, is what it is. So I will start. I'm going to start tonight. Guys, you want to talk about your favorite challenge cache you've done? By all means, give us a call, 808-468-7924, 808-GOT-SWAG. I would love to hear what your cool challenge caches were that you did. First one, mine is GC1, T as in Tom, 3, C as in Carl, 8. It is the Illinois Challenge of the Century DNFs. How about this one? You had to find 100 DNFs to log this cache.
Right.
I remember when I did this cache in February 1st of 2010 is when I did this cache. And I remember I was happy when I DNF'd a cache for a while.
Right.
I didn't mind it at all. I was like, sweet, DNF, like one more to it. 100 DNFs, that's a lot. Now think about that. That's a lot of DNFs. Because usually
we have days where it feels like we DNF 100, but
I know, but how often do you actually write the log? How often do you actually DNF?
That's true. That's true.
Or just walk away. Or just say,
Right.
It's probably there. I'm just going to walk away.
Yeah, I'm looking at a DNF challenge that I did, and I had 128 DNFs at the time with the using the script to look it up. But yeah.
Yep. So the Illinois Challenge of the Century DNF, 100 DNFs. Again, guys, all the caches that we talk about are in our show notes. If you want to look them up, you can. So, yes. How about you, Chad? Go, yours.
Well, this is actually the very first challenge cache that I found. It was called the Month of Mysteries Challenge, and I logged it on November 1st, 2011. But I found out about it in May of 2011, a month after I had done my first puzzle cache. So I was hooked with puzzle caches at that point, and I went out and found 35 puzzle caches during the month of May. No power trails, but since it was on the northeast side of Houston, it's like I wasn't making a drive out there just to sign that log. So when I finally got out there in November, I signed the log and claimed the fine.
Oh.
So that was one of the few where I did it intentionally before going out and doing the mystery cache. So I think I heard about it at an event.
Okay. Jesse Brown.
So, like Chad, I also listed my very first challenge cache because I was so excited that I figured out what it was, how it worked, and what I still needed to qualify. And then I went out and qualified for it. And I think I actually figured out your qualifiers too, Scott, if I remember correctly. And that was one called the Wisconsin NFL Challenge. I logged it in May of 2013. So I'd already been caching a couple years before I found my first challenge. And here was what you had to do. You will need to have found a cache in Wisconsin only that begins with the letter for each NFL mascot or team. So, for example, Green Bay Packers is a P. So you have to have found a cache in Wisconsin that begins with the letter P.
Oh, oof. Wow.
For all 32 NFL teams.
I met that? Did I mean it when
No, we stopped for this cache obviously is in Wisconsin, and we were on our way. I think it's in Wisconsin Dells, and we were on our way there. I saw the challenge, was planning our trip, and I think we had to stop for 5 along the way in order to qualify.
Sweet.
But, and this was one of those, like, I had spreadsheets and lists and comparing mine and Scott's and all the teams and all the cache names, and it wasn't a quick and easy push the button checker.
Yeah.
Yes or no.
That's when you pull out GSAC and then start looking through the lists and trying to find the things that match. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I forgot to mention the qualifier for that month of mysteries, which kind of obvious that you needed to find as many mysteries in the month as there are days in that month.
Oh, nice.
So
nice.
So, and back then, I don't think there were a lot of like geo arts or stuff, power trails of mysteries. So at that time it was a big challenge. Now I've had over 300 in a day. So
Yeah,
Sure.
I've a lot of my earlier ones were tough. They probably wouldn't be as tough as they are. They were back then. We do have a call. We're going to take a call right now. We've got Minnesota on the call. Hello, Minnesota. Hello.
Yeah, hi there. How's it going?
Hey, who's this?
This is Aesop too.
Aesop. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Good, good. So I got a couple challenge. Well, I have one challenge that I found that's probably my favorite ever challenge I found,
Mhm.
and one that I've hid. So the challenge that I found, the GC code is GC2N740. It's called Collaboration Challenge of a Century. I think this is one of the most unique challenges I've ever found because you had to find a cache with 100 different people, and they have to be unique people. So you have to keep track of everybody you've ever found a cache with, and then
I have done that
So,
cache.
I mean, it's a lot.
I've done it, but not that one. But I've done. There's one
Have
in
you?
Illinois. There's one in Illinois.
I have
too.
I have that one on my list.
Friend of the show, Wheels. with That one.
Yep.
I've got that one signed, or right noted, but have not finished or haven't done the homework on it. That's the hard part. Doing the home. That's one where you do have to do the homework on.
But I loved that one, Aesop.
Oh,
because
yeah.
it forced you to talk to people. There you go, Brett, right there.
Mhm.
He's in the chat.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. I love it. It forced you to talk to
Yeah,
people. It made
definitely.
you talk to people at events, and be like, hey, let's go cash. It was great.
Mhm.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I think I I was a long ways initially, but then you keep track of at like the events, and you go to a major event and you find a cache with like, I don't know, 20 people, and you're like, oh, what's your cache name? I'm working
Right.
on a challenge.
Yes,
It's a good
right.
icebreaker, I think.
Yeah, exactly. I think that was the point of it. Yeah. And it was,
Yeah.
and it was, that's what we would do is we would
Yeah.
go to an event and then we would all, hopefully they, usually back in, God, such a different game. Back in the day, if an event would happen, usually a couple of caches would go live as well. In that area, so people can go get perhaps an FTF. So we would
For
get
sure.
a crowd of people would go get those caches together and be like, "What's your name? What's your name? What's your name? What's your name?" Yeah, it was kind of nice that you would, and then we'd all sit and chat and talk. Yeah, loved it. Yeah, that's a great one. Love that one too.
Yeah.
What about you? Tell me yours. Let me hear yours.
Oh yeah, so my own, and I'll give a disclaimer here. If anybody wants to hide their own version of this challenge in their respective state, you might have my full permission to.
Oh.
But this challenge is GC9THGJ. It's called Minnesota Fizzy by County Challenge. So the challenge is to complete your fizzy grid, except no two caches in the fizzy grid can be in the same county in Minnesota. So it's a very tough challenge because Minnesota has 87 counties, and so you have to fill your fizzy grid with 81 of those 87 counties.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I thought it was a really unique idea.
Oh God. I know wheels are spinning right now,
Oh,
but
Yep.
ugh.
That sounds like a lot of driving,
But
Yeah,
it,
that sounds like a
Yeah.
oh yeah, definitely.
but it
It'd
also
be
sounds a
easier in,
lot like a lot of fun.
Illinois has 92 counties or something like that.
102.
Or 100.
102.
102.
Yeah. Yeah.
You still
But
have to go pretty far down.
yeah, I
to,
was kind of evil when I hit that one, but
Yeah, that's Brett. Brett, I bet you already meet Illinois. I bet you already meets it. We may meet it, Jess. Oh no, probably not though.
No, I don't think so. Most
got
of our
parking.
when we were doing counties, we were just we were just hitting parking grabs trying to get through the counties.
Aesop,
Can you
what's
give us
the-
that
what's-
GC one more
us just-
time?
yeah, it's GC9THGJ.
THGJ 9, right? 9TJ THGJ. Is that right?
In the chat room.
No, that's not.
All right, what Chad put in the chat room.
Oh,
is
there you
correct.
go. Okay, there you go.
Oh, there we
Okay.
go.
Yeah.
9THGJ.
That's a good
was
one,
what
man.
it said.
I like that. Well done. And that got approved. Is that recent? Is that post moratorium?
Yeah, I hit it in May of last year, so
Yeah,
it got
there's-
approved.
it's a geochecker with 31 positives and 352 negatives.
Okay, Jesse, make
Yeah, I
note of
think
that
a
one.
lot of those are just me though.
because I gotta ask our
testing.
reviewer. I'm curious if our reviewer would even push that live. I'm curious because that seems like I thought the rule is that you can't make people change the way they cash. Isn't that
No,
law?
because this doesn't limit you to anything.
Things like speed,
Yeah.
getting out to FTFs. That's a changing how people, forcing people to necessarily go quicker than what they
Mm.
should
How would you
to
even
get
look
to
that
cash.
How would you even look that up?
You would get
Yeah,
somebody
it's
like
a really
that to
good
write
challenge.
a challenge
unique-
checker for you.
Yeah, challenge checker and unique county, unique
Chad, create
unique
Wheels a
DT.
challenge checker, please, Chad.
Oh, someone else already built the challenge checker, so.
Okay. For Illinois or for
For that one, all you got to do is take the checker and then change the attribute on there from Minnesota to Illinois, and it should work. And if you need help with it, I can probably fix it up for you.
Aesop, good one, man. I like those two. Well done, sir.
Nice.
That's a good one.
Awesome.
Wait, just for the what is yours rated? Just out of curiosity.
My the rating, it's a 5 difficulty and 4 terrain.
Ooh,
And the height itself is accurate in DT too, because it's on the underside of a bridge over a creek. So you gotta go.
Oh, it even makes it a tough hide too. There you go, Chad. Brett wants to chat with you, Chad.
But
all right, Aesop, awesome, buddy. Thank you so much, pal. That's a good one. I like that.
All right.
Well
Yeah.
done. You be well. Thanks for calling.
Yep. Thanks for having me.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
That's a good one. Yeah, Wheels is totally gonna steal that. That's such a
I see a road trip. And I mean, you have to plan it all out. You got to look at some of those counties are pretty few and far between for caches. You got to plan it out and make sure that you can hit it all.
Right. Make sure that you're getting the most unique caches in those far counties.
Exactly. Yep. Nice. That's a good one.
All right, another one that would never be allowed today. GC22XE6 Century of FTFs Challenge. How about that? No way this is happening. To log a fine for this cache, you must submit a bookmark list or be able to provide an easy accessible list of some sort with your 100 FTFs. No way that would be allowed today. But I was an FTF hound back in the day, so that one was pretty easy. Jess, did you ever get that one? Oh, that's online. I think he did. You know what? We went to that out. I think you did.
It's a big giant bucket, right?
Yes, that's the one on Baker Lake. It's MGB.
Yep.
Yes.
I did go find that one.
Yes, I remember. I think we have video of that for the patrons, as a matter of fact.
I think, yeah, that was a couple years ago.
That was a couple years ago. Yes. Okay. Chad, you're up again.
The attribute challenge cache. So this GC code is GC3 Bravo Tango Charlie Kilo. I logged it back in February of 2012. So this was published not long after a number of new attributes had been added, including UV cache, teamwork, and a number of others. And I think this was Kirby Dox's. She had on there that you had to find 25 of the listed attributes, which they were all 25 of the newest attributes. And there was only one UV cache in Houston at the time, so I had to go across town again to get that UV cache and come back. But it's also what inspired me to put my UV cache hide out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you have a UV cache.
That's right. This is what inspired me, because I put it out probably a couple miles away from where the original coordinates of this are. So someone was looking for one out there, and a number of people who have pretty much everyone that has logged my UV cache has gone and logged this challenge cache.
Yeah, that's what they have for this.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Jesse Brown.
So the next one I have on my list is one called the Milestone Challenge. I don't think that this would be allowed Well, maybe it would because you can show what your milestone is. But in order to qualify for this cache, you must find this cache as an official milestone. So the milestones that show up on your geocaching.com profile
Right.
as your official milestone. So 1, 5, 10, 25, 50,
No way that would go.
75, 100,
That
all the way.
wouldn't go today, but yeah.
I don't think that would go today, but you could show it. I don't know. I'm not into it. I have not put out a single challenge since the moratorium because I don't want to deal with the checkers. That just seems
No,
like way
neither
too much
have I.
work.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have
Um,
to sign the log, and this is not it's not just not log it online, but you have to sign the log on that day as well.
Mhm.
Yeah,
yeah, it has to be
right,
your milestone.
right. So I mean,
Right.
well,
So
like
I
a bunch of people can you can write note ahead of time and then log it later. I'm just
right.
saying, clarifying on these because I've there's a couple that I'm eyeballing right now that I got to go out there and sign the log on that day and qualify on that day.
Mm-hmm. Right. And that's what this one is. That has to be that milestone find. So I found this one for my 2000th, and I was with my son at the time, and it was his 100th. So
I
that
Okay.
was
remember that
kind
one.
of fun
Yes,
to
I remember when you
celebrate
did
that milestone together. Yeah,
What
we planned it out.
what's the qualifier? Just that you have to do it on a milestone.
on a
It
milestone.
has to be your
Oh,
milestone find.
so one that I'm eyeballing, that I need to do on a milestone is you have to have so many different icon types on
Yes.
milestone cache
Yes.
finds,
That's something I'm working
and
on. Yep.
and so I'm close to one, and I'm thinking about running after it on this next milestone.
Mhm.
Because now I think the milestones of each 1,000 is being granted a milestone.
Nice.
Mm.
So I
Mhm.
think for a while there they stopped doing that after 5,000,
Mhm.
but I think now what I'm seeing online is they're showing every 1,000 as a milestone. So
That was also an MGB high, Jess. Remember that was hidden
Yes,
in
it
front of
was.
it was hidden in front of a trophy store too. Nice touch on it too.
Yes, it was.
Put it in a trophy store parking lot, which is a nice touch.
sweet.
Mhm.
All right. I'm gonna move in the middle of my list here. The holiday challenge version Illinois, which is GC1KJ7B. Chad, you ready for this? I
Sure.
logged this on January 14th, 2011. That's when I logged this. And you have to find a cache on all the major holidays, 15 of them. You ready? You have to find a cache on New Year's Day, Martin Luther
Mhm.
King Day, Groundhog Day, Lincoln's birthday, Valentine's Day, President's Day, St. Patrick's Day, Easter Sunday, Earth Day, Mother's Day, Memorial Day, Father's Day, Independence Day, International Geocaching Day, and Labor Day.
Ooh.
On every single one of those days, you have to log a cache. And that's the challenge.
Is that within a single year
No,
or
anytime.
so? Pretty much the vast majority of people that do the 366 challenge
Got it.
likely have this, except
Yes.
for unless any of
No, you don't have it.
go by the day of the week specifically
Right. But
that float around. But yeah,
again,
should have
this
it.
is 2011.
This is
Different game.
2011. Yeah,
Very different game
very different game. Yeah,
than it is today. But yes, that was a good one. Yeah. International Earth Cache Day. Again, Brent, 2011. I don't think that day didn't exist yet. Although neither did International Geocaching Day. That started
yeah.
after. That was 2014, I think, was the
I
first
think
one.
Earth Cache Day started in like 2012 or 2013
Yeah.
because I remember getting the first one on that.
Yeah. So that was a good one. The holiday challenge. I remember having to go out and do those on those certain days, making sure I got a cache on those days. Or Father's Day was kind of I was like, oh, gotta go get one on Father's Day. So Chad, you're up.
A very busy day icon challenge. So this one was logged on October 1st, 2012. And you needed to log 10 different icons in one day.
I have that.
Yeah. Since then, I have other multi-icon days. But since then, I have logged multiple 10 icon days, a couple 11 icon days, a 12 icon day, a 13 icon day. I skipped 14 and went straight to 15
Right,
icon day.
15. How about that? 15. I did it with Chad and Jesse.
Yep.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, it's a 15 icon day. No, Chad, I own a 10 icon day challenge.
Right. There's a 14 icon day one here, and I was at the trail, and I skipped it because it was kind of off out of the way a
Oh,
little
no.
bit, and said I'm never gonna hit 14 icons.
You know what's funny is
I need to go back there.
I did a 6 icon day one. I did it with wheels, as a matter of fact. A really super fun day, an amazingly fun day with Brett. We went and did the 6 icon day challenge. The final was in Bussy Woods, and there was an event in Bussy Woods that very day. And so back then, 6 icons, man, this is like probably 2009, maybe 2010, but I think 09. And it was like very difficult to do back in the day in 20.
Right.
You couldn't just now in this day. Do you know why that cache was archived, Jesse? That cache isn't there anymore. Believe it or not. Do you know
No,
why?
the busy day. No.
One busy day, yeah, is because now you can get that. You can get it just in Bussy Woods in that one preserve. You can get all 6 icons in that one preserve.
Mhm.
Like me and Brett spent all day doing that.
Right.
That thing. We travel so far to go do that thing. Yeah. So no, that's awesome. That the one mine's called One Busier Day is what it thought. It's what mine's called. Because of one busy day was 6, so mine was One Busier Day with 10.
All right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's a good one though. I love those icon ones. Those are good.
So
And I tried to put out a 15. He wouldn't let me.
Yeah, I talked to the reviewer here and asked him, and he goes, "Yeah, there's not enough people." So, well, him and his wife are both reviewers, so it was like, and I turned to the other and said, "Is that right?" And Chris said, "Yeah, that's right."
Jesse, you're up.
The next one on my list is baseball challenge, hitting for the cycle.
Hitting for the cycle.
Hitting for the cycle. Do you remember that one, Scott?
Dude,
I logged this one back in 2013. See, these are all older ones because I thought they were more fun back then.
And they were fun. Yeah.
They were different. Yeah. In a single day, find and log 4 caches of one particular icon, the home run. Find and log 3 caches of a different icon, the triple. Find and log 2 caches of yet another icon, the double. And then find and log 1 cache of yet another icon. So 10 total caches by 4 different icon types. Benchmarks and waymarks don't count. And just to be totally evil, you can't use traditional caches for the home run.
I think I would bet dollars to donuts our single was the multi. I had to bet.
Probably.
I would bet the single was the multi.
Right. Yeah.
That was a good one.
That was a fun one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've done ones like that. I don't think they were called baseball, but I've definitely done a couple of challenges where you need to get so many of one type and so many. I think one actually required 30 total, and you had like it's like 10, 9, 8, something like that. I forget exactly what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are like such a pain in the butt sometimes.
Well, that one because of the icon types. I mean, I've done the count to 10 series where it's like you have to do 10 one day, 9 the next day, 8 the next day, 7 6 the next day. You know, kind of like 12 days of Christmas once.
The 12 days of Christmas.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I've done
which would
those.
not be allowed now.
No.
Unless you say at least 1, at least 2, at least 3.
Right.
Yeah.
No. We have got California. Hello. On the phone.
Good evening.
Hi. Who this?
It's El Rojo 14.
El Rojo. Hey, buddy. How you doing? Good.
Good. How about you guys?
All right.
Hi, buddy. What do you got for me?
So it's the National Historic Landmarks of California Challenge.
Is that
It
yours?
Nice.
took me
Oh, not yours.
months just to create it because I had to go do HTML links for 146 different National Historic Landmarks of California.
Chad, do
Wow.
you have this challenge?
No, I do not.
Yeah. I already
Can we
said
get a
why not.
GC, please?
It's better than that. It's got its own web address. nhl.elrojo14.com.
Its own web address. ladies and
NHL. That's ELROJO14.com.
Wow, look at you with your fancy redirect.
So, right.
Is it a
My other great cache on an aside, and enter at your own risk, would be, never mind, I'm not going to talk about that one. So basically, you have to find a geocache within a certain distance of all 146 National Historic Landmarks of California. California's a big state. They stretch all the way from the southernmost one, I believe, is at Chicano Park in San Diego, all the way to the Klamath National Refuge at the Oregon-California border. And then in the far southeast is the bridge in Yuma, Arizona, which is still technically a California one. And then you got to go all the way up into Crescent City, and there's basically just NHLs all over the place. So this was back when the challenges were awesome still.
Great. Thank you.
And nobody had this thing done when I started it. I started in 2013. Actually started the process in 2013. I finally published it in 2014. Nobody had it done. I didn't have it done. Nobody had it done.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were all kind of racing to get it done. And, I forget her name. She ended up beating us all to it. And then there was another group of guys in the LA area. They got a wild hair. They're like, we're going to get it. So they ended up being second. I think I ended up being third. So I started working on it in 2014 and did not finish it until 2019. I had to rent a car and drive all over Northern California. And I got my last one, I think, in Monterey County. And they even added 3 more to it in the middle. The third group of guys, or second group of guys, were smart, and they saw that they added 3 new National Historic Landmarks. And I didn't even notice it, so I had to go add those to the challenge, and they had already found them. So I had to go back down to San Diego just to get one of those because I didn't know it had gone there. And I was just in San Diego like a week or 2 before that.
You know, there's kind of a cache like that in Oregon. It's the Oregon Forest Fire Lookout Challenge. A listener called Enitter52, which Jesse may know, sent us in.
You think? I might know that person.
Social media put it on GC15CVW. She says she's been working on it for years, only about halfway through. Most qualifiers require significant physical energy. It's finding all the lookouts in Oregon. I can only imagine.
Yeah, I saw that posted on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
And that's a great one. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, it's real similar to yours. So for the record, El Rojo's cache was published in 2014. There are exactly 6 finds.
Mm-hmm.
6 finds.
And 6 favorite points. So
Ooh, look at you batting 1,000. Well done, sir. Well done.
Yeah, I was looking for the GBs on it, and he's only signed it. He's only wrote notes.
So yeah, I actually. Go ahead. Sorry, Chad.
Go ahead.
No, I actually found it because I've always, that's a good one to talk about. Should you find your own challenge caches? Obviously, you can't now.
Yeah, you can.
But I was always under the impression, if I went through all the trouble to get this thing, I'm going to find that sucker.
Right.
Hell, I was going to claim FTF on it because it's not about which that one's actually kind of nice. It's an ammo can.
Well, Jesse,
but it's not about finding the ammo can. It's about finishing that challenge. And if I was the first one to do it, I was going to claim FTF on my own cache.
I'm actually gonna challenge somebody. I'm gonna challenge Tyrone Shoelaces, who I think is in the chat room. I'm gonna give him 20 seconds. Tyrone Shoelaces, what is it called when somebody puts out a challenge cache who has not done their own challenge? Who has not completed it? Doesn't. Let's see if Tyrone, you have 20 seconds. Tell me what it's called. Let's see if you know. Sorry, continue. Let's see if Tyrone.
You gotta give him an extra 10 for the delay.
That's why I gave him 20 seconds, so he has 10 seconds to think about it and type it in.
I didn't know we had a name for
there is a term
us
for
cheaters.
it.
There is. Tyrone should know.
Tyrone should know what the name of it. Not that he's done it. Don't get me wrong, but there was a term coined from the Chicago Geocacher podcast of what that's called, and it exploded and took over.
It's very common here.
Forgot
I
it.
almost actually said it, and then I was like, no, that's a different show.
Let's see if Tyrone knows it. I forgot the name.
Oh,
I know 'cause
no.
Tyrone is currently listening to
He's
the backlog,
binging.
so he's binging the show. So the term is called a BEM requisite, is what it's called. It's called that because a cashier named Bem Squad used to put out challenge caches that he did not meet. To me, I figure if you're going to put out a challenge cache, you better meet the challenge. You know,
Yeah.
I bet you Brett might have known it too.
You've mentioned it on this show actually
About
in
BEM
the past. Yeah.
That's called the BEM requisite. That's what it's called, for the record, for somebody who does not know it. So you
See, I disagree. I think if it's a great challenge, that people want to do, why should you have to do it? I mean, I get it because they were trying to, crack down on the,
you're asking
find one on the
people to do it,
moon
you
on the
should do it
third
yourself.
Tuesday of the 5th month.
If
but
you're
I don't
asking
know.
if you're asking somebody to do it, you should have done it yourself.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
the person who's putting it out is challenging other people to do what they have done.
Right. I've done it.
I
Let's
agree.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't say that. I say it's a challenge for anybody and everybody. Like,
But you can't. But
it's
you're
a challenge
safe.
for somebody to go
You
complete it.
can't lock it. You're safe. You can't lock
Oh
it.
yeah, now, yeah, sure. But back then, because all my challenges are owned by our sock puppet account.
I mean, I know that Wheels 00. He works years before because he knows the BEM requisite. He works years before he puts out a challenge cast to make sure it's because he puts out crazy challenges. Like the color changing one where each one's you gotta have 7 finds on each day of the year.
Oh,
Like,
you're right. How on your chart, how it changes colors when you hit like 7, 13, 25 or whatever it is for each day.
so there
Right.
you
The
go.
shades of green.
I 100% pre-qualify.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are called the shades of green challenges.
Shades of green, yes. You get. Otherwise, you can make an extremely hard challenge. Exactly, shades of green. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I made the NHL challenge.
That's why it's
Otherwise,
requisite.
it wouldn't exist.
Yes.
But then again, I mean, I am responsible that if it's not something I want to go do, I'm not going to make it. So I don't.
Right.
Probably the only one I still have that I don't have done is the dozen international challenge.
That you
I'm
put
still
out.
sitting at 3 countries.
That you've put out, but you don't meet. Is what you're saying?
Well, yeah, the sock puppet account owns.
It's a BEM requisite.
But yeah, I've finished everything else that we put out. And then, with the new challenge rules, I had to find some people to be the official owners of our Arizona counties challenge and our Oregon counties challenge, because I don't have those yet. I got California, but I don't have Arizona or Oregon or Nevada. So, and then there's now nearly 200 reverse where I goes in my little town of Taft, but I don't have them because I own them all. So I couldn't make a 200 where I go challenge. So I had to have somebody else do it. Yosemite John and Debbie had to do it for me.
All right. You be well, buddy. All right. You be well. We'll talk soon.
All right. Nice talking with you all. Have a good evening.
You too. Bye. Look at him putting out BEM requisites. Shame on him. Shame. Jess?
Yeah.
Are you ready for this one, Jess?
Sure.
You've never done this one, and I'm shocked because I think you would like this one.
Uh-huh.
You ready for this one, Chad?
Yeah.
This is cruel, man. The silent letter E challenge.
That sounds awful.
Oh God.
I logged this one on February 22nd, 2011. The GC code is GC206KW. Okay, you ready for this, Chad? Here we go. Find a cache without the letter E in its name, the entire name, as listed on the geocaching.com website. There must be no E in the title. Exceptions. Caches which contain the word cache are permitted as long as there is no other E in the title. Okay, now that's not bad. Repeat this every day for 30 consecutive days. At least one cache each day must have no E in it for 30 days. It gets worse, Chad. There is a restriction on the cache type, difficulty. There is no restriction on cache type, difficulty, or location, but you must find a qualifying cache every day for 30 consecutive days. Past finds are permitted. If you found enough oddly named caches, you may already qualify. Create a public bookmark list showing your qualifying caches. This challenge does not count. So, is that bad, Chad? Is that tough?
I'm looking here at the caches in my area just to say, well, if you it can be, and then now I just realized you can find a series that is just numbers or just letters
Yes.
and knock it out. But
In this
otherwise,
day and age, again,
in this day and age, you probably can find it.
wait, Chad. This is how insane I am. Okay. I did this concurrently with another challenge called the Spice of Life Challenge, GC2JT8X. Okay. So as I'm doing the silent letter E, at the same time, I am doing, to qualify for this cache, you must find and log 45 different caches from 45 different cache placers over 45 consecutive days. Included in those 45 caches must be 8 different icons. So I'm finding one cache without an E from different hiders in different cache types for 30 days. I couldn't use the same cacher. Luckily for me, okay, the only saving grace to this, if you notice the dates, that one was 3/8/2011, was Shane was an infant. Shane was just born. Shane was about 4 months old. Shane was a super colicky baby. And so what I would do is I would drive him around all night. I would drive Shane to Wisconsin and back over and over and over and over and over again. Okay. Oh, I wanted to kill him. I wanted to kill him. But what I worked on this challenge while he was during that time, I would do this challenge. I would, park and grabs,
Right.
we drive far away. I would probably drive to Elgin and back. I would drive all over the place to just go do this challenge. That's how I did this challenge, because I was driving Shane around because he was a colicky little baby and he would only sleep in the car while it was right. That's how I did. But like this was the hardest 30 days ever caching for me, was doing those the same exact time. Yeah. So
That's hilarious.
yep. Chad, you are up.
I'm going to go with the CLAPS GeoNavy WAO Cache Challenge. So CLAP stands for Clear Lake Area Paddle Series. And I did this in 2013, which the requirements was to log 50 bona fide water access only caches, must be terrain 5.0 and have boat attributes. So
must have those? Really?
Must have those. So, but it wasn't that difficult there, because we would have a CETO twice a year, and it would be on different parts of the CLAP series, going through paddling down the parts of the bayou, and you'd get 20 caches on one trip, 20 caches on another trip, etc. So it only took 3 trips, but I think I ended up in total somewhere over 100 of those kayak caches from the CLAP series in the end. But yeah, and it wasn't, so they give you a 5 difficulty but not a 5 terrain for doing it, because you found it on land. I think they should have put it the final on the water. That's my opinion, but I didn't put it out there.
Jesse?
My turn?
Yeah. Chad, are you done?
All right. The next one on my list is 100 stars in a day challenge. This is GC2YQP1. I logged it in again in 2013.
I must have logged it.
And here's how it works. The object of this challenge is that you must find caches all within one calendar day where their combined difficulty and terrain stars adds up to a minimum of 100.
Oh,
this can be done in a minimum of 10 caches for the really ambitious. So 10 5/5s, or right. Or it can be accomplished with exactly 50 caches on the other extreme, 50 caches rated at 1/1. So you add up the stars on the difficulty scale, you add up the stars on the terrain scale, and then continue to add and accumulate each find throughout your day, and you have to have a minimum of 100 stars.
I vaguely remember counting
in
up
one
stars.
day.
I vaguely remember checking to see if we met this. Vaguely. Meanwhile, now you do a power trail.
Right.
Yeah.
It's done.
Well, yeah. I mean, now you have a day with at least 50. You automatically qualify Because even if you had 51 ones, you know
Different
you're
game.
good.
Different game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah,
different.
I think I've done one that had either 500 or 1,000 points
Hmm.
that you needed to get in a day.
Oh wow.
And I've done 200 and 100 as well.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's a good one. When did you sell that, Jess? When was that?
I found that in October of 2013, and it's similar to the 7/7s. Remember, you have to have 7 days. What was it? 7 days in a row with at least 7 caches whose stars added up to of 7 or more, or was it exactly 7? I can't
I don't.
remember. We have a lot of 7 is
We have
7
7 to 7 caches
challenges
here now.
around here.
Mm.
Thanks, Wheels.
Brett. Yeah. All right, we got a call. We got Illinois. We got Wheeling, Jess. Hello, Illinois.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
What's going on, you guys?
Hey, it's
So
Brett.
speaking of 7 is heaven.
Wheels. What's up? Why are you calling from Wheeling? My
Right.
phone is saying Wheeling, Illinois.
I'm not call. No, I'm not. I don't know because I'm not in Wheeling.
I know your phone is saying Wheeling.
That's interesting.
What are you coming to talk about?
Oh, I don't know. Some challenge caches. I think I kind of like those things.
Remember that 6 icon day, dude? That was a long time
How
ago.
how many challenge caches do you
I
own,
tell you.
Brad?
Oh, how many do I own? Oh God. I was actually just looking at my list because I made a little spreadsheet of them. It's probably about 30. So it's not that many.
That's it?
in the grand
No,
scheme of things.
it seems like more.
Well, some people have been building onto the 7 to 7 series.
That's true.
So there's a lot
True.
more out there than I own.
True.
So I had several people ask if they could place out with that title.
Oh yeah, man, people have.
Yeah,
I mean,
I've
I
done
think
quite a few of them.
Cody's got the 7 to 7.
Hmm.
Right?
All right, so what's your favorites you found?
Well, I've got a whole bunch of favorites, but I thought there's one that was local that I really enjoyed because about the adventure that came with it. And that is the Continental Corners Challenge from Topher LV. And that is GC 8623 Zebra. So you have to find a cache, physically find a cache in the 4 corners of the country. So California, Washington, Maine, and Florida. And the funny thing is he created it in 2019. And as of 2019, I officially had 0 states of those 4. But I had a couple trips scheduled and ended up getting Maine that year. And then due to COVID, everything kind of got shut down in terms of travel, long travel.
Sure.
And then we went to Yuma last year, and we dipped into California, so we got that. And then, of course, Washington for the geocaching anniversary event, picked up Washington. And then the funny thing is there was a family gathering of my cousins in Florida. And so I hadn't seen them in a long time. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go see my cousins just so that I could pick up Florida.
Nice. Yeah, that one. I don't know California. I got everything but California.
I got everything
I
but Maine.
qualify for that.
Yeah, I've never cached in California yet. I should preface that with that. Yeah.
And we have the oldest in California when we were down there.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Where is the oldest in California?
Oh, boy, now you're asking me questions that I don't really know the answers to very well. So
Rojo
let's just say
knows.
it's in
Someone knows.
Southern California.
Yeah, I know it's not in my area.
Was it in the desert?
It was not in the desert. It's actually here's the best story. Okay, speaking of challenges, this was it was denied. It was already requested, and it was denied. So, but I knew it was going to get denied anyway. Mm-hmm. In consecutive caches on our way to the oldest, because the oldest is up in the mountains. In consecutive caches, we found a cache below sea level, and the very next cache we found over 5280. So
Oh,
it was
wow.
it was over
That would
5,300
never,
Wow.
that
feet
would never
elevation.
get
So we
passed.
found
You'd never get past today.
exactly. I already know it. Already got shot down. I thought I'd throw
You
it out there and
tried
check
it.
it, see if it could happen. Got shot down in a big ball of fire, and it was okay because I didn't really expect it to happen. So, but it was very funny that we also had that realization as we were driving back to Arizona that we were like, holy crap, we just found 2 caches that are like over a mile apart vertical feet.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Pretty cool. Yeah,
That's my story. Sticking to it.
that's a nice story. I like that. That's pretty. See, that's an old school cool challenge cache. You know, that you just don't see anymore.
That's like
did you-
the 10,000 miles. No, not the 10,000 miles. The 1,000 miles, 5,000
Oh, the road
miles,
trip,
whatever that
road
is.
trip.
The road trip challenge. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be the road trip challenge.
Distance between caches
Distance
in a day.
between consecutive caches has to be in one day. Yeah, has to be over however many miles.
Which
Right.
I've got.
Yeah.
Well, that actually is one of the challenges that I did, the distance challenge in 2014. The requirement was only 1,000 miles apart, but I did it from Frankfurt, Germany to Houston, Texas, at 521 miles apart.
Nice.
Nice. I'm bringing in Tyrone Shoelaces right now into the call. Tyrone, what's up, buddy?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Hi, what's up, man?
Sorry, I biffed it on your impromptu question.
I
I
know,
should have
dude.
known that.
You failed me. Shame on you. We got Wheels with
Oh,
Wheels
no.
still on. Wheels. Tyrone's been binging Chicago Geocache podcast. So
I was reading his log.
Wheel stones.
yeah.
What up, man?
Wheel Stones, yes, Wheel Stones. Well done. Haven't heard that in a while. Yeah. Okay. So what's up, Tyrone? You got a good challenge cache for me?
Yeah, I've got a fun one. I found a whole bunch of challenge caches too. The challenge caches are my favorite. They keep me going. One of them is called the Resuscitation Challenge. I like to find lonely caches. Some people call them zombie caches.
Mhm.
This one is in Virginia, GC38WBY. And you get points for how old or how lonely the cache is the last time it was found. So like 6 months, you get 20 points, or if it was over a year, you get 50 points, et cetera, et cetera.
Mhm.
You also get bonus points too if the previous attempts before you, if there was 2 DNFs before you, and then you find it and it was lonely, you get bonus points.
Nice.
And you get bonus points if it's a difficult 5 or a terrain 5. So and the neat thing about this too, though, is I've already found it, but there's a Google page on here where you can update your points, and there's a leaderboard on here, so you can keep going back to this page, and they have a running leaderboard of who's got the most lonely cache find.
How old is this cache? There's no way this would be allowed today. How old is this cache?
This one was hidden in 2011,
Okay.
December 2011.
That makes sense. I can't
Yeah.
imagine that would.
And the one stipulation about this too, though, is that you have any finds that qualify have to be within 400 miles of where this one's hidden to. You can't do all of them if you travel a lot. They all have to be in this specific area.
Wow! Wow! Really? Wow!
Yeah. But
That makes it
thankfully,
hard.
all of Ohio is within 400 miles of Virginia.
Brett, you think you can get that past Revere Smith?
Not a chance. But there's one like that locally. I mean, there's
Yes,
a
there
cache
is.
challenge in Illinois.
Yes, we do have a lonely cache challenge. I have gotten it. Yes.
It's a different
Yeah, I
scoring
found it.
system though.
Is it a different score? I don't remember it.
A few of them. This one's just
It's
cool.
based on years.
Yeah,
It's like
it-
for 1 year is 1 point, 2 years is 2 point. I don't remember, but it's based on years.
and then it's cut in half if you're with someone when you find it. So
That's
if
right.
it was
Oh,
2
wow.
years lonely and someone was with you, you only get 1 point, and you had to accumulate like 12 points.
Right. Yes, that's a good one. That's a good one, Tyrone. Well done. I like that one. See, they used to be so good. Now it's like, ugh. Now they're like Wheels Shades of Green ones, which are a pain in the butt.
Oh, I got more coming.
Yeah, I know you do. I know. Yeah. All right, Tyrone, thanks for calling in, buddy. It's always good to talk to you.
Take care.
It's always good. Be well. So Wheels, before I let you go, let me do mine with you on the phone because me and
Sure.
you found this together. Okay, you ready for this one?
Haha, I know which one it is.
You know which
I
one
know
it
which
is
one it
already. Yes, you do. You know which one. The GC1DYF6, Chad. I found it 1/7/2012. It is zipping up Chicago, the 606 challenge. Is that the one you're talking about, Wheels?
It wasn't. I was thinking about the wheels and.
Do you remember the 606? Do you remember the final for that?
I do.
What did you?
I do.
What did you have
I remember
to do?
walking on water like Jesus.
Walking on water like Jesus. That's what Wheels was doing. I got pictures of you walking on water for the cash. In fact, it was just in my time hop because it 1/7. It was just my time hop last week. Was you? Yeah, this is Chad.
Sweet.
You had to find one cache in every zip code in Chicago. In Chicago City proper. I can't remember how many there were. There was 56.
56.
Yes. No, you're saying that's not too difficult, but you got to remember, Chad, there are some parts of Chicago you don't want to go in.
Which means there's no caches there.
I was going to say, you mean the parts where there aren't any caches?
No, there's one cache.
There's one cache.
So there was parts. So guess what I did, Chad? To finish this challenge, what I did is I went and did these caches on geocaching day. At 5 a.m. on Christmas Day. I was in the worst parts of Chicago in 2011, getting one cache and getting the heck out of there. Yeah,
right.
And then we ended the rest of the day in downtown Chicago. We cached downtown Chicago, but getting that cache, I didn't get that cache till a couple months later. It was a warm day. Wheels, do you remember that day? I think you were in shorts. I think it was a warm day.
When am I not?
I know it was a warm day for January. It was warm, and me and Wheels went out there. And did you replace it or did you just find it? I can't remember.
We asked for permission to replace it because I want to say that I went out there. It's in like the North Branch of the Chicago River. And I went out there. It was definitely missing. The owner, it lives right there. I had been messaging her, and I want to say that we had permission to replace.
Yes. And so he literally walked across. We'll be on rocks. The water was so low, Chad. Luckily, the water was low. He literally could walk on the rocks, which were just under the water, and get and find out where the cache was. And there was like a thing hanging. He just replaced it. But yeah, that was a long time ago. 10 years ago. More than 10 years ago, 11 years ago.
More than. Yeah.
Wow. And Jesse never got that one. Jesse, you got to be pretty close. You must be.
I have no idea.
I bet you're pretty close. Yeah. All right, Wheels. Good to talk to you, buddy. You be well.
All right. Cheers, all.
Talk to you. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Leah says, I'm sure there was prostitutes and drug dealers still. No, but you know what? The liquor stores were open and people were hanging outside on Christmas Day at like 6 a.m, which is a super sad sight to see. Chad, you are up. Let's go one more round. You're up.
I've got I'm just going to pull one that I'm just looking up right now. The 4 Corners of the Earth challenge.
4 Corners of the Earth?
4 Corners of the Earth.
Oh my goodness.
So this one basically requires you to get caches from basically 4 corners of the earth. And let me
4 corners of. Jess, you think we'll ever get that one?
No.
So 4 caches total, 1 cache from each of these 4 corners of the earth. Now they list 7 different corners. But they include basically North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Australia, and Antarctica. So that they basically, you need a cache on 4 different continents.
4 different continents. Maybe.
Right. Which I qualified for
That's impressive. How many people have found that cache? Just out of curiosity.
18.
Yeah, how long's it been out for?
Let's see here. It's been out since only 2018, but still.
Only
Yeah,
18.
I was surprised that only 18 people had found it.
Wow. Jesse Brown, what's your final one?
All right, my final one. Let's see.
Strong.
I'm going to go with, I know, I'm going to go strong here. I'm going to go with, there are two similar challenges that I had actually worked on qualifying for like 2 years because I missed it the first year. And so then I had to go back and I finally qualified for it, I think last year. And I've signed in on both of them. I just haven't logged them yet. That's a whole nother thing. I don't know. One of these days I'll get around to catching up on logging all of the challenges I've signed and now qualify for. But basically, one of them is a 7 is Heaven, called 7 is Heaven, 7 Types All Months Challenge. This was not a Wheels cache. This was put out by S. Gauss. It is GC4MP70. And the other one is called Cry 96 More Tears Challenge. It is in Iowa in that Cheetos Trail of Tears challenge caches, and this one is actually archived now. It's called GC5QQYR, and the 7 is Heaven is asking for 7, and the 96 More Tears is asking for 8 of 7 or more cache types or 8 or more cache types each month for all 12 months. So in any January of any year you've been caching, you need to have found either 7 or 8 different geocache types. And then in February, either 7 or 8 different icons in any February. In March, 7 or 8. So all year long. And that was pretty tough to qualify. I think I needed like an Earth cache and a letterbox in February. Who finds Earth caches in February in Chicago, you know? So or a Cedo or whatever, you know, I don't know. So,
not many.
Yeah, I know, not many. So, but that was fun. I thought that was really different and unique.
Yeah. Chad, people want to know what the GC is to that one. So people have solved it and they want to know what the GC is.
The GC is 804 Victor Charlie.
804 Victor Charlie. Thank you, Jesse. It's a good one to end on, guys. That's challenge cache. Those are cool challenge caches. And guys, we didn't even get through all of ours. If you want, you can go to our show notes. You go to our website, geocachingpodcast.com. You go to this show. You click on show notes. You can see every single cache we've talked about tonight, plus more. We didn't even get to the emails. Listeners emailed us.
I'm so close to qualifying to Jesse's. One that she just mentioned there.
Really quick before we end, let's talk about what we have. I have 2 challenge caches out. I have a 10 icon day count challenge cache, and I have a you have to find 1,000, 1.5. Those are the 2 challenges that I have.
The park and grab challenge. Those are the only 2 you have?
Those are the only 2 I have. Yeah, those are the only 2 challenges. Yeah. What do you got, Jess?
I think I have 2 also. I'm going to my list to confirm this. One of them is the positive streak challenge, where your streak must be longer than your slump.
Your longest streak must be longer than your shortest.
Your logging, correct. Your streak must be longer than your slump. Yes. And then I have the non-traditional century in a day challenge. And that one is a total pain. My apologies, but it was fun. In one day, you have to successfully find and log at least 100 non-traditional caches that must include at least 5 different cache types, placed by at least 10 different owners.
Yes, that's a pain. And the funny part is Jesse didn't make it that tough, but then they forced her hand to make it that tough.
This cache published and then got retracted. Redacted. Yeah, and then I had to modify the requirements, so I made it a little harder.
Oh, Jesse, Jim Stark
got
DNF cash.
redacted. How did it get redacted?
I remember that. It got retracted, not redacted.
Retracted.
It got unpublished.
Because it was too easy. Because they didn't
No,
like the
because
rules.
there was something. I can't even remember exactly what it was.
So long ago. I don't know
Somehow
why,
it broke a rule somehow, but it was in 2013, so there really weren't rules back then.
He was pissed enough to be like, okay, I'm making it harder.
Okay.
Someone complained about it.
Yeah, that's it. Someone complained about it.
Someone complained.
Really?
And
Okay.
so
This is too
it
hard.
got taken down, and I had to modify it. And so I said, okay, I'm going to make it harder then. So
All right.
Yeah, follow that. Yeah. So, Chad, what about you, pal?
I've got 0 challenge caches published. I have written challenge checkers, and I've thought about many challenge caches, but I have never actually put one out. I need to do the one where I specifically wrote a challenge checker for quarters of the earth. And I got one where I could do southern hemisphere, northern hemisphere. I can do one from 0 to 90, one, at least a cache in each of the 0 to 90, 90 to 180, 180 to 270, 270 to 360 degrees. So, and I'm thinking about I have thought about putting those out many times, and I've never pulled the trigger. I need to, though.
Yeah, come on. I haven't put a challenge cast out since the moratorium. I don't think I ever will, just because it's just a pain now to do that. So I don't know. Oh, yeah, Cody Dog in the chat. He says he has one. What's Cody? Do you know what Cody Dog's challenge is? Just I know it's a 7 to 7. I know Cody's is a 7 to 7.
He wanted to do the 1-Up Me challenge thing. I can't remember. I don't know if he ever did that or if it was something else.
Does 7 and 7 have anything to do with Seagrams and 7-Up? Because that's where I go.
Cody had one where you had to cash with a Muggle. I remember that one. Cody had one where you had to cash with him. I don't know if it's still active or not, but you had to cash with a Muggle.
I've done that.
And then
that's kind of honor system though.
Oh, total honor system. Yeah, total honor system. And then
7 is heaven. Size matters.
Size matters. And what is it? What do you have to do?
Find at least one cache in all 7 categories of sizes in one day.
Oh, okay.
So micro, small, regular, large, other, virtual, and not chosen.
Oh, Cody's saying that's Cody. Your Muggle one was not a challenge. I thought that was a challenge. I thought that was. I don't know. Maybe not. Okay. All right, guys. That's the challenge talk. That was a good one. I like that one. Cool challenges, man. I talk about challenge caches enough. That's because I don't do them anymore. Like all of mine are like 2013, 2014 and below. I do them occasionally if Jesse liked that trailer, like that Cheetos, yeah, I'll do them. I just don't bookmark them anymore like I used to and stuff like that. So,
we don't work towards them like we used to. If we stumble upon one and we qualify, we sign it, log it. Yeah. If we don't qualify yet, I'll still sign it, and then eventually, I was just looking on Project GC, and I probably have 15 or 20 that I qualify now for. Who knows? At some point over the past year or two, I qualified, so now I have to go back and log it.
Yeah.
I've got probably over 100 signed that I qualify for and
need to log.
That I need to log on rainy days.
Yeah, I have a ton.
And some of them are a bunch of them are by one of our listeners.
Oh, nice. Very nice. So that is challenge caches, guys. Thanks for everybody who called in. Thanks for the chat room. You guys were awesome. Thanks, Jesse and Chad. Chad, next week. Right before the proverbial poop hit the fan on this thing we called Earth. we had a guest on this show.
Yeah.
That guest was Reviewer Smith.
Mm-hmm.
That was a long time ago. We're bringing him back. Bringing him back.
All right.
Next week, guys, Reviewer Smith, a reviewer, the Illinois reviewer, actually, is coming back on the show to talk reviewer stuff, ask him questions. You guys want to ask him anything you want, you give a call. You can talk to him. He'll answer your questions if you can. If they're vague, I guess. I know a lot of times, last couple of years ago when people would call in him questions, he was, if he's like, well, in Illinois, because it was specific to their state, So, but you can call him and ask him questions if you want. I'm curious to know how many of these will go live today. I mean, he would deny every one of these. I think he would deny. So that's what's next week, guys. And we're talking with Reviewer Smith, a reviewer. It should be fun. So, thanks, Chad. Thanks, Jesse. Thank you, everybody who called in tonight. We really appreciate it. Let's close the show. We are super late. So let's close the show. Here we go.
First, happy birthday again, Scott. Tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, it is my birthday tomorrow.
Happy couple hours early birthday.
Another year around the sun. That's what it is. Yes. Here we go.
You want to know how to find it.
That's the opening music. That's the wrong music. Let's try this one.
It's pretty loud.
I'm turning it down. Please join us again every Wednesday night at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central as we stream live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and on our website, geocachingpodcast.com. The archive video versions of our podcast are available on our website or on our YouTube channel, and the audio versions are available on your favorite podcatcher. If you like the show, please head over to Apple Podcasts and rate, review, and subscribe. We really appreciate it, and it really helps the show when you do. If you prefer to watch the show, make sure you subscribe or click the get notified button to know exactly when we go live. And hey, if you haven't already, please consider becoming a patron of our show. With tiers starting as low as $5, you will get a ton of additional information, extra video, extra audio, only available to our patron members. Please head on over to patreon.com today and subscribe. That's patreon.com/the Geocaching Podcast. Thanks once again to our sponsors, Cachly, Logwork, FTF Geocaching Magazine, the Max's Body Company, Practical Geocaching, Arted Crafted, PatEggs.com, Geocaching Adventures LLC, and GeoGo. Please visit our sponsors, and when you make a purchase, you tell them the GCPC sent you. That's all we got this week. We'll see you next week talking geocaching, taking your phone calls. In the meantime, be good, be safe, hug your loved ones. We'll talk to you guys next week. And we're clear. What's up? Let's stay on for 15 more minutes to celebrate his birthday. No, my birthday is no, it's only 9:49 here. My birthday's not.
Yeah, I'm not staying up that late.
Jesse will never make it. Never make it.
Nope.
No. She'll wish me happy birthday in the morning is what she'll do.
Mm-hmm.
All right, buddy. You be well and be safe. We'll talk to you guys next week, everybody. Bye-bye.